Good morning and welcome to Children's Moment. Do you have any pets? Well, my house, we've got a lot of pets, and I'm going to introduce you to one of them today. This is our newest pet. This is Jojo. He's our new little kitten. How do you think I should take care of him? Well, I make sure he has food and water, and he has a safe place to stay. I scoop his litter box, and I play with him, and sometimes I just let him take a nap on me. And Jojo knows my voice. If I call him, he knows me. He'll come. He recognizes me. And maybe he wants a little bit of food. But he knows that I care about him and that I'm going to take care of him. And in a tiny way, this is a little bit like being a shepherd. Do you know what a shepherd does? Well, a shepherd is responsible for taking care of sheep. There's some people who are shepherds now. In the times of the Bible, there were even more shepherds. And the shepherds would guide the sheep to places where they could find grass to eat and water to drink and a place to rest. Sheep are not always terribly smart, but they learn to follow their shepherd. They know when he's talking to them, and they know when to follow along, recognizing that he will lead them to good things. If a wolf or a bear comes to try to attack the flock, the shepherd must protect his sheep and be willing to fight off the predator. Sometimes the shepherd even acts like a gate. Remember last week? So the sheep would be herded into their fenced-in space, into their pen, and the shepherd would lie down right in the opening there. And anything that tried to enter or leave would have to go through him first, so he could make sure that all of the sheep stayed safe. Well, in our story today, Jesus compares himself to a shepherd. So let's read it. It's called Jesus, the Good Shepherd. Jesus was the best kind of leader. He cared about his friends and disciples. He wanted them to feel safe and strong and loved. I am the Good Shepherd, said Jesus. The disciples were confused. Jesus was a teacher of people, not a shepherd of sheep. Jesus saw the disciples' puzzled faces. What does a good shepherd do? Jesus asked. A good shepherd leads his sheep to food and water, Andrew said. He protects the sheep from dangerous wolves, John added. He finds lost sheep and brings them back to the flock, Peter answered. I do all those things for you, Jesus said. I lead you to the love of God. I protect you from harm. When you lose your way, I find you. I am the Good Shepherd. The disciples nodded. Jesus cared for them just like the Good Shepherd cares for his sheep. Jesus knew each of his disciples very well, like a good shepherd knows the sound and face of each of his sheep. Jesus looked at his disciples with love in his eyes. The best shepherds love their sheep, he said. I am the kind of shepherd who loves you enough to die for you. This is what I have learned from my Father. So Jesus is like a shepherd. He loves us. He cares for us. He knows us. What we need to do is like what the sheep do. We need to listen for his voice and to follow Jesus because he is always there to care for us and protect us. Will you pray with me? Dear God, thank you for being the Good Shepherd. Help us to listen to your voice and to follow you and trust you. Thank you for caring about us. Amen. Well, I'm glad that you've joined me this morning. I hope that you have a wonderful week.